Whales control XRP. They want you out. Here's what they are doing. And that's the title of the news coming from Times tabloid. Now, is big money intentionally trying to shake you out of your XRP position? They don't want you to see this data. Right now, a quiet but massive shift is happening behind the scenes of the crypto market, and it looks like a coordinated playbook by the biggest players in the game. Imagine standing on a train track, while a high-speed freight train is barreling down toward you. But instead of blowing the horn to warn you, the conductor is turning off the headlights. That is exactly how it feels to be a retail holder in the market today. A fascinating post here shared on X by the prominent analyst Mickle has taken the community by storm. He pointed to a jaw-dropping piece of data originally sourced from a Fidelity article tracking whale accumulation. The core message is clear, aggressive, and highly urgent. The whales are locking down the circulating supply of this token, and they are doing it at a velocity that suggests they want to dry up the liquid market before the rest of the world realizes what is coming. So let's unmask the players, look at the cold hard data, and reveal exactly how you can position yourself before the door slams shut. So let's start with our very first question. What does the 74% whale accumulation rule mean for retail investors? So let's stripe away the theories and look strictly at the numbers highlighted by the analyst right here. According to the data leak from the institutional article, wallets holding 1 million tokens or more now control a staggering 74.1% of the entire circulating supply. Let that number sink in. Nearly 3/4 of all available supply is sitting in the hands of a tiny group of ultra-wealthy entities. Even more alarming is the velocity. These identical wallets have aggressively vacuumed up an additional 1.53 billion tokens over just the last 6 months. So, as a dedicated market observer, my personal opinion on this is straightforward. This is a textbook institutional squeeze. When you see massive entities accumulating billions of tokens during periods of sideways price action, it is not random buying. It is a strategic consolidation designed to deplete the available float on public exchanges. They are accumulating supply so that when demand hits the open market, there simply won't be enough tokens available for retail buyers, forcing rapid upward repricing. Historically, every single multi-dollar vertical rally we have ever witnessed was preceded by this exact type of heavy, quiet whale consolidation. Now, are the $8 and $26 institutional price projections scientifically valid? The article shared by Mickle didn't just stop at tracking the whales. It mapped out where this coordinated buying could push the valuation. Major global banking giant Standard Chartered has formally published an $8 price prediction. So let's just highlight this part. They heavily cited incoming spot ETF inflows and structural regulatory upgrades. Meanwhile, public market analysts on TradingView are tracking a multi-year symmetrical triangle breakout which sets a technical launch pad to $3.30. $3.30 first, followed quickly by a macro target of $8.50. Looking further out, long cycle econometric models are projecting a medium-term climb to $12.04, with aggressive estimates extending all the way to $26 by 2030. Now, from my viewpoint as a market observer, this initial these institutional targets completely validate why the big players are acting so aggressively right now. Think of it. If an elite global institution like Standard Chartered sees an easy path to $8 based on ETF infrastructure, why on earth would a whale want to share those profits with the small retail accounts? They wouldn't. My personal take is that the wide variance in these targets ranging from $3.30 to $26 is deliberate noise. The big institutions want the public arguing over whether $26 is realistic or fake, while quietly sweep up every single token available at current market rates. Now, why is the community deeply divided over who safely owns the supply? As expected, when Mickle pushed this post live, the comment section exploded into a massive debate. Some retail users immediately pushed back against the long-term $26 target, calling it complete fantasy. Others put on their detective hats and questioned the original source of the article, trying to verify if the data belonged directly to Fidelity's internal researchers or an outside analytics provider. The most intense debate, however, came from skeptics who argued that these massive 1 million plus token wallets aren't individual multimillionaires at all, but rather the cold storage wallets of centralized exchanges like Coinbase or Binance. Now, when I analyze these community reactions, my personal opinion tilts heavily toward the optimistic side of the fence. Even if a portion of these whale wallets, represent centralized exchange holdings, the fundamental truth remains unshakable. The tokens are being pulled off the active trading market and tucked away into deep custody. One community member perfectly captured the mindset needed to survive this environment by stating she would only allow the whales to push her out once the token reaches a 4-digit valuation. That is the exact kind of high conviction energy required when you are trading against global cartels. The logic is simple. You don't sell your house to a billionaire developer the moment he knocks on your door. You wait until he offers you an undeniable fortune. And now, here's our overall conclusion. The evidence pointing to heavy whale accumulation is completely real and undeniable. Whether you believe these massive wallets belong to single hedge funds, private family offices, or institutional exchange custody, the structural macro trend is identical. The liquid supply of this digital asset is being heavily consolidated at a relentless pace. Retail investors are facing a highly familiar market dynamic. The largest, most sophisticated financial players on the planet are positioning their chess pieces on the board, and they intentionally keep the immediate direction cloudy until the transition is 100% complete. With incoming spot ETFs and massive global regulatory frameworks serving as the ultimate match, watching the literal footprints of these whales is the single most reliable indicator we have left. So don't let the noise shake you out of a position that the largest financial networks are actively buying up. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one, or you might just as well check this recommended video right here.